we may begin. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tyler here, coming at you with not a beer review today. It is going to be another YouTube BeerTube tag. I was tagged by two people, actually. I was tagged by Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews, so thank you, Kyle. I was also tagged a second time by Rod J. So thank you, Rod J, for tagging me in this challenge. I'll have links to both of their channels in the description, obviously. Big shout out to them. So what the tag is, it was started by Han Yolo. If you don't watch him, he does beer reviews and sneaker videos if you like shoes. I'll also have a link in the description for his channel. He put out a challenge tag of just naming off your favorite beer styles and naming your favorite beers that you've had in those styles. And everybody's putting their own little twist on it. Rod J did 5, I believe. He did 5 different ones. The Beardiful did Shelfies. I honestly just went down and thought of the top beer styles for dark beers, top styles for light beers, kind of an other category. I have a list right here, that's why I'm looking down here. And kind of named it off. This is going to be kind of a longer video. I thought of a lot of styles, and I have a lot of favorite beers. So yeah, so let's dive into it. First things first here, a big announcement kind of for my channel. I have merch now. I have shirts and sweatshirts with the Review the Brew logo. I'll have a link in the description so you can go and check out that and rep the Review the Brew swag. So I broke it down by IPAs and then porters and stouts. So starting off with the pale ale category, I'm going to do my favorite and then a runner-up. And this is also supposed to be so you kind of learn a little bit more about the beer tubers, and so I'll tell stories and stuff. So starting with pale ale, my favorite pale ale that I've ever had is Lights On by Treehouse. 5.6% pale ale. It was sent to me in a beer trade by Kyle at No Hate Beer, so that was kind of special. It was kind of fun. I think it was my second or third beer trade. I think it was my third beer trade. So it's cool that he saw that and thought of me and sent me one. The beer itself is super delicate, super refreshing, very juicy, but yeah, light too, which I really liked. My runner-up in this category is Pseudo Sue. My girlfriend went and visited friends in Iowa, and she was so gracious enough to bring me back a bottle of Pseudo Sue, King Sue, and a couple other IPAs from Toppling Goliath. It was the Mosaic dry hopped version, so I love Mosaic, so that was awesome and very special that she went and got that for me. Next up is the American IPA. So this is it's not West Coast bitterness, but it's still bitter. It's not New England, as you know what American IPA is. Favorite all time, Two Hearted, Bell's Two Hearted Ale, 7%, like the craft beer that really got me into craft beer. The bitterness, I got used to it and I started drinking it regularly, and that one is just a solid, bitter IPA, solid IPA. Second, so runner up in that category is going to be from Dark Horse Brewing. It's in the Detroit area of Michigan, and it smells like a safety meeting. It's at 8.5%. It is dank, it is bitter, it is everything you want in American IPA. Alcohol, bitter, dank. It's delicious. So yeah, so that's my runner-up in that category, and it's from Michigan, which is cool too. American Double IPA, so it's kind of the same bitterness, but in the double higher alcohol. Pliny the Elder. I got to try it. My buddy traded CBS for it, I think. And it's 8%. It is just the epitome of West Coast style IPAs. It is dank. It's nice bitter, but nice orangey, fruity notes too. It's really good. My runner-up, which was my top until I had Pliny just recently, Stone 420, Enjoy by 9.4%. That one, again, big, dank, herbaceous, bitter, but still drinkable and fruity. Good amount of alcohol. That one's great. I remember I think that one was the first Stone IPA that I ever had. It was the Enjoy By, and I got it, and it's so fresh. Like when I got it, I saw it on the shelves, and it was like 3 days old. I was like, well, I gotta pick this up. Got it fresh, beautiful, delicious. That was good. So let's get into the New England IPAs, just single IPAs. M43. That's my favorite. 6.8%. Crisp, easy drinking, fruity, tropical, citrusy. The easy drinking is the big part on that one, because a lot of the New England IPAs get real creamy and thick. This one stays light, stays drinkable. It's very good. It's like the first New England IPA that I pretty much ever had. Nope, I lied. Second, but it's the first that we could get from Michigan, in Michigan, distributed, locally. I remember me and some friends were visiting my girlfriend Gabriella at Michigan State in Lansing, Michigan, and we're like, let's try out this new brewery. It's called Old Nation. It's got food. It's got beers. We went in. They had this new beer called M43, and everybody had it, and it all looked like juice. So me and Colin, we're like, well, we have to get it. So we got it. It was amazing. We got more. We got glasses of it, and they started distributing it and all that. So yeah, so that was kind of fun that we just kind of wandered in when they started serving it, right, like one of the first, I think it was the second batch of it. They had a couple others, Boxer and Greenstone too, but M43 is really, really good. Runner up, I know I'm going to get flack for this, but Green by Treehouse. It's delicious. It just doesn't have that sentimental value that M43 has. So it's a 7.5%. It's the first Treehouse beer I ever had. Me and Gabby went on a road trip over to the East Coast, and we stopped at Treehouse in Trillium. And I remember waking up in the morning. We were in New York City. I woke up and I checked the can list for Treehouse because we were going to Treehouse that day, and it was Julius and Green. And I thought that's just perfect for my first trip over to Treehouse. The two that everybody raves about, the OG Treehouse beers, Julius and Green. So those were my first ones. Green was amazing. Yeah, I bought way too much of it, and it was amazing. It was an awesome trip. And that was at the old brewery too, not the new one. Next up, we got New England double IPAs, bigger New England IPAs, obviously. Top one, it was Boss Tweed by Old Nation, which is the double version of M43. It just got bumped down. It's Harvester of Simcoe. The Equilibrium beer, 8.8% that Kyle sent me. It's complex, it's chewy, it's probably the thickest mouth-feeling New England IPA, or IPA for that matter, that I've ever had. The flavors of earthiness and sweet pine with the tropical notes. I didn't know Simcoe could taste like that. It blows my mind, even thinking about it now. It's like 9 in the morning, and this one's blowing my mind. I wish I had some, because I would drink it right now. Runner up in this one, again from that trip over to Boston and New York, El Dorado hopped Cutting Tiles. Cutting Tiles has honey, I believe, in it, and it's 8.5% double IPA. First Trillium beer I had. We went to the brewery. They had it on the growler list, so I filled one up, and it was amazing. El Dorado is a great hop, and that one's awesome. So let's get into the last of the IPAs, the triple IPA. Kind of a rare category, but there's a few really good beers that I've had as a triple IPA that I want to talk about. So the first one is my first New England IPA ever. It's Dragon Saddle by Hoof Hearted. Hoof Hearted? Hoof Hearted. It's 11.5% triple New England IPA. First beer that I drank with the alcohol, with the triple. I was like, this is just juice. This tastes straight up mango, pineapple, orange juice. That's what it is. It's insane. You can't taste the alcohol. It blew my mind. I was like, I need more of this. I don't know what it is currently. Later, it's New England IPA, but I need this. So yeah, that was awesome. And then my runner-up is Batch 5000 by Shorts. I did a review on the channel here for it. It's an American triple, but tons of orange like orange peel, orange rind, orange zest. 14.6%, definitely feel that, and some bitterness and some malty stickiness, but that's a really good one too. Yeah, so that completes the IPA section, the light beers. Let's go down to porters and stouts. What are we doing on time? All right, this is going to be a longer video. Sorry, guys. Brown ales. I put Good Human by Shorts Brewing. It's 8.3%. No adjunct. It's just roasty. It's creamy. It's thick. It's like coffee with a little bit of creamer in it. Very good. It comes out. They don't distribute it, I don't think, and it comes out maybe once a year. But that one's a good double brown ale. Runner up in that one is Sumatra Mountain Brown, 9% double brown with fresh Sumatra coffee by Founders. When it's fresh, you don't get a beer with more coffee than that one. I know people have reviewed it, and I think they had older bottles because fresh, it is just so, it's like straight up coffee. It's very good. So yeah, so that's my runner up there. Let's go to porters. Porters, I just have one, and it is Pot and Kettle by Trillium. My buddy Colin traded for it. He was so gracious enough to share it with me. 7.5%, creamy, tons of coffee. Really, it's really good. It's a little bit more velvety than the brown ales with the coffee. And yeah, so that just works out perfectly. That was a great beer. And yeah, my buddy Colin shared it with me, so I really appreciate that. So let's get into the stout categories here. Favorite stout, Founders Imperial Stout. No adjunct, no barrel, 11%, just an Imperial Stout. It is thick and viscous and fudgy and roasty and chocolatey, and it's amazing. I have a bunch in the cellar. They discontinued it this year, so I'm trying to find a bunch to age and sit on and have before they're all gone. But yeah, that one is amazing. Runner-up is Surly Darkness, 2016. That was my first beer trade that I've ever done, was for that beer. It was maybe a year ago. I got it, I sat on it, I saved it for a special occasion, and we all shared it at my graduation party when I graduated college. That was an awesome time, an awesome celebration, an awesome beer to kind of cap that part of my life with. So I'm very happy that I got to share it with some good friends. Adjunct stout. So these are non-barrel stouts with things added. I just have one, and it is Un Mas Cafe Jesus, 12% by Evil Twin. It's their Even More Jesus with a ton of just Mexican coffee, and it tastes like straight up chocolate covered espresso bean, if you've ever had that. It's incredible. I got it down in Detroit. I just happened to walk into a beer store in downtown Detroit and saw it on the shelf, and I knew that it was pretty rare, so I picked it up, I got it, and I split it with Colin, and we both loved it. So yeah, so that's the adjunct stout. Next up, let's get into the big boys, the bourbon barrel aged stouts. My top bourbon barrel aged stout, no adjunct, which is harder to find than you'd think. You know, Bourbon County's there, but barrel aged 1050, amazing. I don't think there's any adjuncts in barrel aged 1050. So correct me in the comments if there is, but that one is probably the thickest, fullest mouthfeel of a stout that I've ever had, and the bourbon just is amazing in it. Works well with the chocolate and the coffee flavors and the roasty flavors in it. 12.9%. The mouthfeel is the star of the show on that one. I still have a can of it in my cellar. I think it's 2016 now. Yeah, so there's that one. Bourbon Barrel Aged Adjunct Stout. I have a few of these ones. My top of all time, though, is Hazel's Nuts. It's by Oddside Ales from Grand Rapids, Grand Haven. 11% Bourbon Barrel Aged Hazelnut Stout. Amazing roasty nuttiness with the barrel. With the base stout is amazing, too. Yeah, that one, I've liked that for a long time, and it's stuck around as my favorite Bourbon Barrel Aged Adjunct Stout. Second, Bourbon County Brand Stout, Regal Rye. I had that at my buddy Jay's. He happened to get a bottle of it. It's the one with blackberry, raspberry maybe. There's another berry, salt and caramel or something like that. Anyway, I just remember the chocolate, the fruit, the saltiness of it was incredible. It was amazing. That was my first Bourbon County too, and that was kind of special. Yeah, there's tons in this style. And then third place, I have a third because this one just recently got added as one of my favorites. It is Cinnamon Coconut Night Fury by Witch's Hat, again out of Detroit area. 13.2%. It's their bourbon barrel aged Night Fury Imperial Stout, and then they have a bunch of variants. They have peanut butter cup. They have a whole bunch of different ones. This one was cinnamon and coconut. When they say cinnamon and coconut, that's what you taste in a bourbon barrel aged stout. Tons of cinnamon, tons of coconut, fresh coconut too, not like that fake taste. It was really good. Okay, so that's it for the dark beers. Let's get into the others here. I have a barley wine, American style, so it's a little bit more hoppy, a little bit more bitter. Bigfoot. It's the OG of barley wines. I have a few in the cellar, I believe, and it was kind of my first big boozy craft beer that I had. I got it actually, honestly, at the time because of the high alcohol. I was like, this could get me drunk. I'm gonna go to a party and drink this, and then now look at me. Bourbon barrel aged barley wine is Bourbon Wizard by Shorts Brewing out of Traverse City, Bel Air, Michigan. It is 15.9% alcohol, and it's just a boozy malt bomb. It's amazing. Tons of malty complexity, and then a ton of bourbon, like fresh bourbon. Very boozy, very good though. My third in the other category is for you, Colin. Kolsch, my favorite Kolsch. One that gets looked over, a style that gets looked over quite a bit. It is 3-chord Kolsch by Witch's Hat. It was it was perfect for the style. It checked all the boxes, refreshing, light. It was really good. Sour is going to be Tarte Blanche by Oddside, 6%. It's just it tastes like a white. It's like what champagne should taste like, a white grape sour. Very, very sour, like extremely sour, which is awesome, which I like. Runner up in that category is that peach that I had from Upland Brewing. Sorry. Yeah, so that's the sour category. And then last but not least, my favorite overall beer ever, drumroll please, No Rules by Perrin Brewing out of Grand Rapids area. It's an Imperial Porter, 15%, aged in bourbon barrels with coconut, turbinado sugar. It's amazing. I get it every year. I'm probably going to go to the brewery and pick up a whole case this year. They're having variants this year also. I'm very excited about. It's an amazing beer. So yeah, No Rules, my favorite beer of all time. It's amazing. Yeah, I have 4 people that I'm going to tag now. The first being Colin. He doesn't make a lot of videos, but I think he should make this one. You can put any twist you want on it for what beers, what styles. Just want to know what your favorites are. Beer Belly Travelers. I apologize if they've already been tagged. I'd love to hear what styles they choose, what beers they choose in those styles. Very excited. Darwin, if you watch this video, if you watch my videos, I doubt he does, but let's get the word out to him. I tag him. It'd be, again, very interesting to see what styles and beers he picks. And then last but not least, Draft Therapy, Sean. I'm tagging you, buddy. Interesting to see what styles and beers you pick, being a basically only Michigan craft beer channel. So those are the people I tagged. I'll have links to all of their channels and also to Rod J, No Hype Beer Reviews, and Han Yolo down in the description. So check out everybody there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the people I tagged to see your videos. So thanks everybody for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.